Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlanta's Turner Field as tonight the New York Mets take on the Atlanta Braves. On the mound for the New York Mets will be left-hander Oliver Perez. On the mound for the Braves, a left-hander Mark Redmond. As teams take the field, the New York Mets come in with a record of 2-1, while the Braves come in with a record of 2-1 also. Here are your starting lineups for the Mets. Jose Reyes leads off, followed by Paul LaDuca, followed by Carlos Beltran, then Carlos Delgado, David Wright, Moises Alou, Sean Green, Jose Valentin, and then Oliver Perez. For the Braves, Chris Woodward leads off at second. Edward Renteria at short, Chipper Jones at third, Andre Jones bats fourth and center, Jeff Francoeur bats fifth and right, Brian McCann behind the plate, Chris Wilson, I believe that is batting seventh at first, Matt Diaz bats eighth and left, and batting ninth will be Mark Redmond. Mets Braves on the air. This is April the 6th, 2007. Let's go ahead and at play ball here at Turner Field. We're going to go ahead and roll our own dice today. We're going to go ahead and have some fun with that. So you'll see the dice on the screen. We'll be rolling playing the actual game cards and dice as style as we can. So we'll be playing with the fielding charts and everything else. So hopefully we can have all those charts available, which they are right here. And then we can go ahead and play ball. So here we go. Reyes leads off. Mark Redmond on the mound. Again, I'll be playing as the New York Mets. And the computer, well, I'll be playing as both as the Mets and Braves so I can make the pitching changes as needed. Reyes on the air, 13 at bats, a triple, and RBI, hitting 385. Redmond with the pitch. Here it is. 2-3 is a walk. So Reyes draws the opening walk of the ball game. So let's see what the pitcher catcher quotient is. Redmond a -3. You're going to hold him as a -2. So it's going to be basically a -5 on Jose Reyes's first number. He can get the lead on a 2, 6, 11, and 12. It will be a 14 or it could be a 14 or less or 70% to get the lead. Let's see if he gets the lead. We'll be using the two red dice to determine if he gets the lead or not. And here we go. He does get the lead with the 6, 14 or less. Here comes the throw. Not in time, and Jose Reyes will steal second base. So Reyes will steal second base. That's going to be a stolen base for Reyes. Goes to second. And now here's Paul LaDuca. So runner on second, no man out. Redmond from the stretch looks in, and here's the pitch to LaDuca. Let's go ahead and swing first. That's going to be a 5-7 base hit up the middle. That will drive in Reyes. Run batted in for Paul LaDuca, and the New York Mets have taken a 1-0 lead. So the Mets take a 1-0 lead. RBI single by LaDuca. Reyes walks, steals second, scores, and now here's Carlos Beltran. 14 at bats, 1 RBI on the season. Redmond from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Beltran. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. Same exact roll up the middle. Duca will go to third, and the Mets have first and third with nobody out. So Mark Redmond getting roughed up early for the Braves. First and third, nobody out. Here's Delgado hitting 417, a home run and 2 RBIs. Redmond from the stretch. First and third, no outs. Braves playing the infield back, not trying to let this lead get out of hand. Here is the pitch to Delgado. Ooh, all sixes, lefty is a ground ball to second base. That is Woodward. He is a 4E18. So let's find out the 4E18 can do to you. It's probably not going to be good. Let's see. Does he make the play or not? Infield is back, so nothing should have hurt him there. 15 on a 4 is a G2, so that will be a fielder's choice. But a 15 on an 18 is going to be no error, so that is going to work. That'll be okay. So let's see what's going to happen here. So it is going to be a fielder's choice. LaDuca scores, and the play was made by the second baseman. So runners at first, Runner on third scores, and it's 2-0 Mets. RBI for Delgado. Here's David Wright, do 12 at bats, only hitting 167. Here's the pitch from Redmond. That's going to be a single 1-14. Slams it on the one. Base hit for David Wright. So so Delgado will go to second. First and second with one man out. And here's Moises Alou. He's been red hot, hitting 417, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Redmond from the stretch, first and second, one out, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-9 and a walk. And the Mets have the bases loaded. This has gotten from bad to worse for Mark Redmond. Now, here is Sean Green. Green on the year, 12 at bats, hitting 250 with a triple. One out. They're looking to get a double play ball to get out of the inning. Redmond from the stretch and the pitch. That's going to be a struck him out looking. Sean Green could not believe it. Struck him out to make it 2 outs. And now here's Jose Valentin, 3 for 10, 2 doubles and an RBI, batting right handed here against the lefty Redmond. From the stretch, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the pitch. 6-9's a walk, and that will drive in another run. So RBI base on balls for Valentine. The Mets have officially batted around, and here's Oliver Perez. Mets lead 3-0. Bases loaded, 2 out. Redmond from the stretch trying to get out of this mess. Here is the pitch. 2-7 is going to be a fly ball to center field. That should be the catch. It is. The sides retire. The Mets bat around. They score 3 in the first. 1/2 inning of play. Mets 3. Here come the Atlanta Braves. So a big start so far here. So now in the bottom of the first inning, Chris Woodward up. Woodward so far, and this will be his first at bat of the season. On the mound, Oliver Perez 15-10 for the Mets this year. Good year, 153 hits over 177 innings. Doesn't throw hard. Pitches to contact. Mets defense, it's not a good one. Alou and Green left to right are both fours, followed by Beltran, your one in center. Then it's Wright and Reyes on the left. Valentin and Delgado, your fours on the right. LaDuca behind the plate. And on the mound, Oliver Perez. Lefty Perez looks in. The right hitting Chris Woodward waits. And here is the pitch. 2-3 is a ground ball to first. He'll take it to the bag himself. He'll take it to the bag himself. Woodward had one stolen base, was called out a 3 unassisted, and that is going to be the first out. Here is Edgar Renteria, always a good hitter against left-handed pitching. Through 14 at bats, 2 doubles and RBI, hitting a hefty 571. Perez with the windup. Here's a pitch to Renteria, and the first pitch. That's going to be a single on a 2. That's an 11. Line drive to Reyes, one away. We're playing a super advanced stuff, so that would have been a strikeout/2, strikeout/single 2. So in this case, the 20-sided die was the 11. Does not fall between the 1 and 2. That is a line drive to the shortstop. 2 outs. Here is Chipper Jones hitting 273, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Perez from the stretch looks in. Here is the pitch. 1/8 a walk. So Chipper is on with a walk. So we'll see if the Braves want to do anything here with a 2-out base runner. Perez a -1. LaDuca is a +1 and a -2 to hold. So it's going to be a -2 to hold Chipper Jones. Does he want to run? It would make him a 15 if he can get the lead on 3. We'll give it a try. Why not? Doesn't get it. So here we go. Andrew Jones up. 1 for his first 10. Has only hit a home run. Perez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 1-6 struck him outside, is retired. No runs, no hits, followed by a walk. We played 1 inning of play. It's New York 3 and Atlanta nothing. Here's Jose Reyes. Walked the lead off the game and stole second and scored. Redmond looks in, gets the sign, and here's the first pitch. That's going to be a 3-6. Single on a 1 and 2. Line drive to the second baseman Woodward, and you got one away. So 1 out. Here is Paul LaDuca. RBI singles first time up. Redmond with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Renteria is there, picks it up, throws him out, and that is 2 outs. So here's Carlos Beltran, 1 for 1 in the ball game. Switch hitter, batting from the right hand side. Redmond with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 5-7 base hit. They've hit that before multiple times. Base hit for Beltran. He's on once again. And again, let's see if they want to go on Beltran here. Beltran would be a 12 first. No, he'd be a 1 to 14 again. 4 to 5 first runner. We're going to try to go. Here we go. He gets it on the 5. He's going to go for second. He is safe, and a possible throwing error for Brian McCann. So Brian McCann's throwing error rating is a 12, a T12. The throw down is no, does not get the stone, does not get the extra base. McCann's throw is high. Renteria cut it off, so the runner will stay at second base. Runner on second and 2 out. Here's Delgado, 0 for 1 with the RBI. Redmond from the stretch. Runner on second, 2 out, and the pitch to Delgado. Delgado struck him outside, retired. No runs, a hit. 1 man left. We played an inning and a half here in Hotlanta. It is New York 3 and Atlanta nothing. So for the Braves, it will be Jeff Francoeur, followed by Brian McCann and Wilson for the Braves. So Francoeur on the year 083 through 12 at bats. Full year out of Frenchie. Perez looks in, gets the sign, and the first pitch. That's going to be a base hit right field for Jeff Francoeur. So Francoeur is on. He's on base, nobody out, and brings up Brian McCann through 11 at bats, hitting 182. Perez from the stretch, runner on first, nobody out. Here's the pitch to McCann. That's going to be a strikeout for Oliver Perez. Gets McCann. There's one away. So now here is going to be Craig Wilson hitting. He's 2 for 4, double, triple, 2 RBIs. Perez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit by pitch. Ouch. Now that Francoeur will take second base. So a hit by pitch will bring the runner to second, and now it's first and second. Here is Matt Diaz hitting 333, 2 for 6, a triple and an RBI, 2 on, 1 out. Perez from the stretch and the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to second. That's Valentin. That's trouble too. He is a 4. Does he make it? Oh, a 10 on the 4, meaning he will be a G3. Let's see what happens. I don't play the hold runners in, so the runners will go to second and third. Valentin's a 19 on a 10. There's no error on a 10, of course, and the runners will go to second and third and 2 outs. So a ground ball to the hole in second base. Valentin smothered it, but the runners will go to second and third. So Diaz at first is out. Wilson goes to second, Francoeur to third. So at 2 outs, 2 on for Mark Redmond now. Second and third. Does Redmond have anything? No. Do 13 at bats. He had no hits. Perez from the stretch. Here is the pitch. There's a 2-8, struck him out, and that will do it for Mark Redmond. Strikes out and strands 2 runners. We play 2, Mets 3, Atlanta nothing. Top of the third here at Turner Field. Let's head back to Turner Field. It will be David Wright, followed by Moises Alou and Sean Green. Redmond looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to David Wright. David Wright, Captain America, fly ball center field. That is Andrew Jones. As a 1, he makes the catch. As a 2, defensively, a 14 on a 2. I could almost guarantee you he is going to make that catch. But we'll go ahead and play the regular way just to show you guys a catch is made in center field. Just to be sure he does make this catch. So give me 1 second to find the results chart on this one, and we'll go ahead and do that. So on an error 2 in center field, error is on 3-17-18. That is a fly ball to Andrew Jones, and there's 1 away. So we'll go rolled again. Unfortunately, we'll probably kick that next roll in a minute. Fly ball into center field, 1 away. And now here is Moises Alou. We rolled. We'll use it. 2-7 versus a lefty is a fly ball center field. That's Andrew Jones. That's a little bit easier. Makes the catch. And there's 2 outs. He's getting a lot of publicity getting into the Hall of Fame with his defense. He just may get there in the next year or so. And here is Sean Green, 2 outs for Green. 13 at bats, only has a triple on the year. Mets brought him over this year for a little bit of offense. Lefty hitting Green against the lefty Redmond. Redmond with the windup and the pitch. 3-6 struck him out, and that is it. Side is retired. Redmond trying to chill after his first inning of hard work. Bottom three coming out 3-0 Mets. Woodward, Renteria, and Jones the bat for the Braves. So Oliver Perez on the mound looks in, nods, and here's the first pitch to Chris Woodward. 5-9, ground ball to short. That is Reyes. That's a 2-12. That should be a catch. Oh, maybe not. There is a possible problem. A 3-on-a-2. Let's look it up here. That is a 3-on-a-2 is a G3, so he makes the play. He is a 13. He's a 13 on a 12. There's no 13. 6-3. Reyes throws him out for out number one. So ground balls from 6-3, one away. And now here's Edgar Renteria. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Perez looks in, gets the sign. Renteria in the ball game, lined out his first time up, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit for Edgar Renteria. Oh, he's a strong hitter versus lefties. He gets a hit here, and he's on base with one away. Renteria has some great numbers to steal. Let's see if he can get there. If he gets a 5, he gets a great jump. So we're going to try to run. Here's Edgar Renteria. Does not get the lead on a 4, so he'll stay put. Runner on first and 1 out. Chipper Jones walked his first time up. Oliver Perez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Beltran is there, just as good as Andrew Jones at times of his career. Beltran comes in, makes the catch. Got two guys who can definitely save their possible Hall of Fame ready. They're both Hall of Excellent. 2 outs in the third for Andrew Jones, 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. Perez from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Andrew Jones. 2-7, ground ball the second. Valentine throws to first, retires aside. Renteria single is going to be wasted. We played 3. It's 3-0 Mets. We go to the top of the fourth inning. This game sponsored by the Sports Time Machine. Watch any of my stuff, please like, please subscribe. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do so. 3-0 Mets in the fourth, 3-4-0 for the Mets, 0-2-0 for the Braves. Jose Valentin will bat, followed by Oliver Perez and Jose Reyes against Chris Redmond. Chris Redmond's point of fatigue in this game is a 5, so not a long, definitely not in there for length. He only had 41 innings on the year. Redmond looks in and the windup. That will be a fly ball left field. That's Diaz, not a good fielder, but he's there, makes the catch, and 1 away. So 1 out. They got a 1 in center, 1 in right, and then the Diaz a 4 in left. 1 out in the fourth. Here is Oliver Perez. Hit 161 on the air with the ribby. Redmond from the windup and the pitch to his counterpart. 3-6 struck him out. Oliver Perez walks away with a whiff. 2 outs in the fourth for Jose Reyes, 0 for 1. He has walked and lined out so far. Redmond looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-6. That's a single and a 1-2. That's a 4. And Woodward makes the play. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Hotlanta. 3-0 Mets. So bottom 4 will be Francoeur, McCann, and Wilson the bat. Barbara here. How you doing, Barbara? Welcome in. New York Met baseball here. Again, I'm playing the game as Stratomatic, but using the PC so you can see the cards in front of you. And I'm running the game with the charts. So basically, you're using the Strat PC to enter game results, enter the game. And then in this case, you literally get to move the base runners at your own leisure. And you can play with the Stratomatic board game rules. It's like a board game companion at this point. Bottom 4 here in Turner, 3-0 Mets. Francoeur, followed by McCann and Wilson from Oliver Perez. A left-hander, not a lot of struggle. He had 174 Ks, 177 innings. This is when it gets Oliver Perez had a little more speed in them, I guess. He wasn't the total slow baller. Perez looks similar. Maybe I just got him confused. Here's Francoeur. He's always hit lefties well. And here is the pitch to Frenchie. 1-8 is a single for Francoeur. So 2 hits for Francoeur. He has 2 hits in the ball game. And now here's Brian McCann. Now let's see what Oliver Perez does here. Francoeur again, only a -2 on the first number. He will not go. It'll be a 1-12 if he can get it. McCann 0 for 1, a strikeout his first time up. Perez from the stretch. Here's the pitch to McCann. And that's going to be a deep drive to right field. That is trouble. Back goes Green, back at the track, makes the catch, and there's one out. Home run, 1-4, roll the 8. So this is not a launching pad like it used to be. Here in Atlanta, 1-10 are singles. For left-handed batters, there's the 1-4. Right-handed batters, that ball is gone, 1-9. So here is Craig Wilson, one away. Perez from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Wilson. 2-6, struck him out, 2 outs. So there's a big strikeout for Oliver Perez, his fourth. And here is Matt Diaz with 2 outs. Good hitter this year against left-handed pitching, 358 at bats. Seems like this is where he batted. Perez from the stretch, run on first and 2 out, and the pitch. 5-4, catch X. Now let's see where this gets us. Laduca is a 3-1. So let's go ahead and roll our result. That is now going to be a 16. This is how I do the catcher results. Some people may do it differently, but I kind of like doing it this way. 16 on a 3 is an automatic foul out. So that's going to be automatic. That's not even going to be that is not even, as they say, going to be playable. An E1 is going to be crazy here. 12 on an E1, errors on a 17 only. That is a foul out. And that is going to be a foul out to the catcher. So a big catch there. And the inning is over. We played 4 here in Atlanta. New York 3, Mets nothing. 3-4-0 for New York, 0-3-0 for the Braves. Laduca, Beltran, and Delgado for the Mets here in the 5th against Mark Redmond. This is his inning of fatigue. Redmond looks in, gets the sign, and here's the pitch to Laduca. That will be a ground ball to second. Woodward gets it, throws them out, and there's one away. So let's see what the Atlanta Braves do with their bullpen. Here is Beltran, 2 for 2. He needs to get hot. Through 16 at bats, has an RBI, has a couple hits today. Left-handed Redmond looks in, and the windup and the pitch. That will be a walk to Beltran. So he's on base for the third time. He can run. We'll see what his options are. I believe a 4 and a 5 was it. Let's see. Beltran gets it on a 4 and 5. We're going to try using the red dice. Doesn't get the lead. So Beltran will hold that first with 1 out. Here's Delgado. 0 for 2 with the RBI. Redmond from the stretch. Runner on first and 1 out. And the pitch. 4-10, fly ball center. That's Andrew Jones. That's a can of corn. Comes in, makes the catch, and there is 2 outs. So 2 quick outs. Now here is David Wright, Captain America, hitting 214 with an RBI, right-handed hitter against Redmond. Redmond working from the stretch. Here is the pitch to Captain America. 4-12. That's a deep drive ball to left field. That's trouble. Back goes Diaz at the track, makes the catch. Home run, 1-9. You see it on a 12. So again, David Wright sent it far, sent it deep, but not far enough. That's a deep fly ball to the left fielder. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. New York 3, Atlanta nothing. So bottom 5 coming up. Thank you for everyone who's been here so far tonight. Support. That's a nice little showing here. Please like if you have not. Please subscribe if you're not all subscribers. Bottom 5, Mets lead 3-0. 3-4-0 for the Mets. 0-3-0 for the Braves. Mark Redmond up. He'll still bat, even though he's hit his inning of weakness. Let's look at the Atlanta bullpen and see if there's anyone who they'd go with. So let me see who's available here. Just trying to see if there's somebody. This is definitely not one of their super duper bullpens. Mm. Yeah, this team struggled a bit in their bullpen. Oof. Yeah, they have a lot of junk. That could be a big problem as I'm looking at him. It's like Soriano had the 9 saves and he's already tired right now. So they're gonna stick with Redmond right now. They'll let him bat in the fifth. It's only 3-0. Why not? Again, unless there's someone else I'd rather see out there. Boy, that is a tough situation to play in. Well, 7 innings. Who do the Mets have coming up next inning? That will be a Lou, followed by Green, who wants to see righties, and then Valentin Perez. No one extreme. So they may go to Vinterio, I believe his name is. So they'll go and get him out of here. So 5 innings. They have four lefties on the bench. And will they go with no? Brian Pena is really their only other backup catcher. Mm, I don't like a lot of the guys on the bench. Let's go with Langerhans, and he'll bat for Redmond here. So he'll swing. New pitcher in. Perez, bottom 5, and the pitch. 4-12. That's a drive into right field. That could be trouble, but Green is there right before the track and makes the catch. One away. Oof. A lot of these guys getting good solid wood on the bat, but unfortunately, the 20 sided is saying otherwise. Here's Chris Woodward. He's 0 for 2. Perez looks in, gets the sign, and the pitch. 6-6 is a strikeout. Oliver Perez gets his fifth. Good job by Oliver. Another big strikeout for him. Perez on the fatigue. Does he get at least 6? He does. This will be the sixth inning would be his inning. So here's Renteria. He's 1 for 2. Perez looks in, and the sign and the pitch. 4-12. This ball is going to be deep. Again, left center field. It dies at the track. Beltran, Alou, left center field makes the catch. Sides retire. Again, long fly ball. It was again the ballpark home runs, but the side is retired. So we go to the sixth. 3-0 Mets. We have a pitching change here for the Braves. So pitching for the Braves, Oscar Villarreal. He'll come in for the Atlanta Braves here. So Villarreal will come in. Top 6. It will be Alou, Green, and Valentin. Villarreal looks in, gets the sign, and the first pitch. 2-8, ground ball to short. Good throw there by Renteria. Gets it, throws him out one away. So now here is Sean Green. This kind of works in both directions. Villarreal doesn't pitch well to lefties, and Sean Green likes righties. We'll see what comes off as a better result. Villarreal looks in, gets the sign, and the pitch. 6-10. Oh, fly ball center field. Luckily, that's Andrew Jones out there. That he'll make the catch there. Ooh, a 16 on an E2. Ooh, let's look that one up, folks. We're gonna have to consult the dice gods on this one here. 16 on a 2. And let's see what that decision will be. Give me 1 second, like I said. There it is. 16 on a 2. No error. 17 and 18. So Andrew Jones makes another nice catch. This one he almost bobbled. So a fly ball to center field. There is 2 outs. Now here's Valentin. 0 for 1 at the RBI. I rolled again, so I'll use it. 3-5 is a ground ball back to the mound. Villarreal's got it, throws him out, and that is it. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Oscar Villarreal. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's 3-0 Mets. 3-4-0 for the Mets. 0-3-0 for the Atlanta Braves here at Turner Field. So bottom 6, let's see. It's going to be Chipper Jones, Adam Jones, and again, Jeff Francoeur to bat against Oliver Perez here in his inning of weakness, the 6th. So Perez looks in, gets a sign. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to third. Good play by David Wright. He stops, throws, gets him by a couple steps. So big one out here gets Chipper Jones out of there. Here is Andrew Jones. Perez looks in, gets the sign and the windup. Right-handed hitter. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Reyes got it. Goes to first to Delgado for the out number two. So two quick outs here in the sixth inning. And now here is Frank Core. He's 2 for 2, has two of the Brave three hits. Perez looks in, gets the sign. Here is the pitch. 5-7, ground ball to second. That's hit at Valentine. Again, he's a 4. That's a base hit, and we'll go through for a base hit. So Frank Core gets a base hit, gets past Valentine, and the Atlanta Braves put a 2-out base runner on. 3 hits for Frenchie. So here's Brian McCann, 0 for 2. Perez from the stretch. Runner on first in, 2 out, and the pitch. 5-7, ground ball to second again. It's hit at Valentine. Let's see if he makes the play here. He will, I believe, on a 9 on a 4. That is a G3, but his error rating is a 19. 13 on a 19 is not an error, and Valentine makes the play to first, and the side is retired. So Brian McCann is retired. So he is out. Runner will go to second base. And we have played 6 here in Atlanta. 3-0 Mets. We go to the 7th. 3-4-0 for the Mets. 0-4-0 for the Braves. So Oscar Villarreal stays on the mound. He'll pitch to Alvar Perez. He will go into the 7th inning. I don't see any reason why. 4 hits through 6. Villarreal looks in, gets it. Here is the pitch to him. 3-6, ground ball soft for the first. Craig Wilson's got it, takes it to the bag himself, and that is out number 1. So 1 out here in the 7th. Here's Reyes, 0 for 2 with the run scored. He walked and stole second in the first and scored lined out and lined out. Villarreal at the windup. Here's the pitch. 1-9, struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Villarreal. So he has looked pretty promising out there as a Brave pitcher. Now here's Paul LaDuca. 2 outs for LaDuca, 1 for 3 at the RBI. Villarreal with the windup and the pitch. 4-4 hit nope, sorry. Ground ball to short. That's Renteria. He's a 3E16. Let's see if he makes the play on it. Renteria fields. He does on a 9, fields it, but an error, 3 on a 16. Does he field it? He does, and the side is retired. So a nice play there. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 3-0 Mets. Give me one moment here. Bottom 7. Give me 1 second, folks. Just checking on something real quick. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get back to the game. Sorry about that. Took a second to do something real quick. 3-4-0 for New York. 0-4-0 favor of the Braves. The Braves now will bat here in the 7th inning. Oops. Let's get back to the game. Sorry about that. Oh, and where see, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to stay on this screen. Sorry about that, folks. Let's make sure I'm all set. I am. So now it will be the 7th inning stretch. So Craig Wilson will bat, followed by Diaz, and then a pinch hitter possibly for Villarreal. This is where the Braves want lefties. So I was thinking of leaving them out there, but you know what? This is when I look at the advanced scouting report and say, nope, not going to give you that either. So let's see. Aaron Howman has been in enough. Pedro Feliciano has been in 2 innings, giving up 2 hits. This is in the 7th inning. This is where you've got to be kind of judicious and careful who you throw out there. Do you really want to throw a Schoenweiss out there, somebody maybe you didn't get in high leverage, or do you want Feliciano out there? You're in the 7th inning, so the Braves can pinch hit. So anyone who bring out there, they can bring someone to mash. So Schoenweiss will come out. He'll come in for the Mets here. Probably a quick visit. Craig Wilson. Oh, no, you want a righty. Never mind. Let's not say we did. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and undo that play. So Villarreal still on. So, oh, shoot. I got to get it out here now. Hang on 1 second. I messed up here. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So, yeah, that means the Mets need a righty out there. What was I thinking? My fault. Aaron Heilman, yeah, he's been kind of been used, so I need a righty right now. Aaron Seeley, 54 innings. Can I get something? Oh, again, it's like Joe Smith has been used quite a bit. Seeley will come in for the Mets. Boy, that could be a decision where I could lose my job on for bringing something like this in. But I need someone to get outs here. So let's go with Heilman. This is his position of win or lose. So Heilman will come in for the Mets here. Craig Wilson, followed by Diaz, and probably a pinch hitter for Villarreal here in the seventh. So Craig Wilson is the Braves' first baseman. And let's see if the Braves have someone who can hit righties on the bench. Let's see. Yeah, they got a guy named, I believe is, let's see what his name is. Sorry about Scott Thorman. So he's a left-handed hitter, hits righties. So he'll come in and he'll swing the bat. So he was in 287 at bats, 11 home runs, 36 RBIs. He is 1 for 7 on the year with a double. So again, Heilman looks in, gets the sign. 312, fly ball to deep center. Back goes Beltran. He's back at the track, makes the catch. Fly ball center field A. So here's Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 2. He's another guy who's in there basically to hit lefties. And I don't know if they have anybody else. Villarreal was in left field. That could be Pete. That could be Pete Orr, but that's somebody you don't want out here either. So Diaz will swing here. Heilman looks in, gets a sign, and the pitch. 6-11, ground ball to short. Reyes has got it, throws him out, and there's 2 outs in the seventh. So Aaron Heilman in this New York Met bullpen has looked strong. He's 1-0 on the year. 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 walk, and a couple strikeouts. 2 outs here, bottom 7th. The Mets holding on to a 3-0 lead. Villarreal will come out the ball game, and they'll go with Pete Orr. So Pete Orr, Canadian, will come in, left-handed hitter, plays on use the Canadian national team. Laduca puts down the sign. Heilman from the stretch and the pitch. 4-5 is going to be a single on a 1. That's a 13. Valentine with the play. Side is retired. Well, we have played 7 innings of play here in Atlanta. 3-0 Mets. 3-4-0 for the Mets. 0-4-0 for the Braves. Well, let's go ahead and put Thorman at first base for the Braves. And we'll need a new pitcher going to the 8th inning. So this is where you take a deep breath. We'll put Pronto out there. Pronto, I believe it's called. Pronto. Chad Pronto. He has been in this is his first outing of the year. So Beltran will bat top of the 8th. Looks in. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game with a walk. Here is the pitch. 2-4 is a ballpark single, 1-10. That is an 8. Base hit Beltran. So Beltran is on, and guess what? He's a +7 in a hold, I just kind of noticed. So that's a +5 holding. So Beltran gets the full Monty. He basically becomes a 17 or a 20 going. So he'll go for the lead. He doesn't get it. He's still a 17 on that second number. He's going, and he's safe barely. So a stolen base for Beltran. That's sorry, Brave fans. I didn't know it's a +7. That's not good. Runner on second, nobody out. Here's Delgado. So Toronto from the stretch. Let's see. There's not the 3 batter minimum here. So let's see if the Braves have a lefty they like better. Not really. Marco Gonzalez, boy, they just don't. They have McBride. They're gonna have to get some. They're gonna have to get some innings out of their pitching. I don't like their bullpen at all. Pronto from the stretch. Here is the pitch. 112 deep fly right field is Francoeur. He'll come in Make the catch. Beltran is a 16, so he can go the third with less than 2 outs. He'll be a 1 to 16 being safe. Francoeur, though, is a -4 arm, so now his safe reading is 1 to 11, actually. He holds I'm sorry, 1 to 12, 13 to 19 he'll hold, and 20 he's thrown out. He's gonna try for third on the 20 sided. Ooh, a 15, so he'll hold. So Beltran held that second. Great throw by Francoeur, and there's one away. So fly ball there, right field. Here's David Wright, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Pronto, who's David Wright better against lefties. This is a good matchup, hopefully. Pronto from the stretch, runner on second, 1 out, 6-6, ground ball to short. Beltran has to hold. Renteria looks him back, throws a strike, and there is 2 outs. So he stays his base. The Mets need to get something going here in the eighth. Moises Alou 0 for 2 with a walk. Alou definitely not. Doesn't hit well in the clutch. Loses 3 possible hits. Pronto from the stretch. Moises Alou trying to get a big hit in this ball game. Here's the pitch. 3-7 fly ball center field. Andrew Jones is there. Makes the catch, and the side is retired. So we go to the bottom of the eighth. It's 3-0 Mets. Give me 1 second here, folks. Hello, everybody. Again, welcome into the stream. We're in the bottom of the eighth inning, and it'll be Chris Woodward, followed by Edgar Renteria and Chipper Jones in the bottom of the eighth. So, Aaron Heilman's, we have a righty, and a switch, and Chipper Jones maims lefties. So, Pedro Feliciano is waiting and ready for Mr. Chipper Jones when the time comes. We'll see if we give Heilman another inning. He gives the Mets 86 innings. We don't want to abuse the Met bullpen. Heilman looks in, gets the sign. Here is the pitch. 2-8 struck him out. So